What's up, everybody? Well, today I'm here to bring you another vacuum that currently just joined my vacuum collection, and it's another Hoover. I'm now led to believe right now that over more than half the vacuums in my collection actually are of Hoovers. I just love them so much. I grew up with a lot of them as a kid, and here I present to you a very odd but unique Hoover upright. Here I present to you what I like to call the Hoover Convertible Elite. Now, this is not the one you're thinking of when you hear Convertible Elite. What this basically is another Hoover Elite style upright. As many people know, I love Elites, and I always try and snatch them up whenever a good looking one comes across my path. And I came across this on eBay that was at an auction, to which I had ended up paying 50 bucks for it. And I've always wanted to add one of these uniquely named Elite style vacuums. And what interests me about them using the convertible name is the Hoover Elite series actually was the successor to the Hoover Convertible, the actual convertible, which was a little bit more like the old vintage Eurekas that are now known as Sanitaires, so they're basically like that design. The Hoover Elite style machines came out in the late 80s that replaced the convertible. So why Hoover decided to brand one of their vacuums the same name as its predecessor, I'll never know. But since this currently resides in my collection, I'm calling this the Convertible Elite for obvious reasons. Now, some people will probably know there was actually a convertible machine that was actually branded Convertible Elite, which that was basically nothing more than a higher version in features and performance-wise of a Hoover Convertible. But I'm just calling this the Convertible Elite because this is an Elite that's branded a convertible. But I digress. So now let's give a walkthrough of the machine. I've always wanted this particular style of an Elite because I grew up with one just like this one, only it was blue and it was branded Encore Supreme instead of convertible like this. And that was the one that I grew up with as when I was very little. My grandparents had it to clean their river house, and it ran for quite a bit, but then later as it started to age, the motor bearings were kind of getting dried out and the motor started squealing, although it never really died. Yeah, if I still had it and the knowledge of vacuums I have now, I would have tore it down and rebuilt the motor and oiled the bearings, and then it would be good to go again. I managed to hold it on throughout the most of my junior high through early high school until my mom made me donate it to Goodwill. I honestly wish I would have fought to kept that thing to this day. But other than that vacuum, along with the green Hoover Dimension, is what got me interested in vacuums, specifically these Elites. And this essentially is the same thing as that Encore Supreme, same design and everything. And this is actually one of the two color combos of the convertible Elites that you can get back then. There was another version of this that was blue, which was just like the Encore Supreme, the same blue tone at least. But anyway, here let's go ahead and give a walkthrough of the machine because I pretty much yammered on about my history with this style of cleaner. So, as you can see, this is the lower end style of the Elite machines because it's got the wraparound hose, meaning that it attaches on one side right over here, curves around the top, then connects right there. That's the way these hose racks are designed on lower models. If you opt for higher end models, you do have a side mount hose. If you go up any further, you'll have a stretch hose, and then to the top of the line, you'll have an automatic hose conversion that's permanently mounted at the head, and you slide the carpet height to the highest setting that blocks off suction to have it all go through your hose. Anyway, this is also one of the hard bag designed Elites. I honestly like these better than the soft bags. Looking back, yeah, the soft bag ones do have a second filter material built into the cloth outer bag than these hard bags do. But I just like these better because when you turn them on, it doesn't immediately puff out a big thing of dust in your face like the soft bag ones did back then. But that was before Hoover had upgraded bags, to which this one has your typical Hoover Type A bag, but this is a cloth synthetic HEPA bag, which definitely increases filtration. And there are a few select companies that make generic Type A HEPA bags. Unfortunately, they don't make genuine HEPA bags like this particular one has. As you can see right here, it's a genuine HEPA bag. It works very well and filters just nice. So let's go ahead and put this thing back on. So anyway, right here it says high filtration. That now lives up to its name because it has a HEPA bag in it. A embossed Hoover symbol kind of blended into the bag door. So as we move along down here, it does have the lower end style ridged hood, which basically, as you can see, it's kind of narrow on the back, but then then it kind of ridges out towards the front to make room for the brush width. I honestly like this design hood a bit better than the square hood, because I feel like it gives it a bit more character than just the flat, sleek square hood design of higher end models. But that's just my personal preference. Of course, we all know it doesn't change cleaning performance. Anyway, you have your 4 carpet height adjustments, pretty standard Hoover Elite, and your little door for your cleaning tools. You have your Hoover lettering right there, Hoover symbol right above the cleaning effectiveness per amps rating, which, by the way, this is nothing more than Hoover's marketing technique to make higher end models look prettier on the shelves and appear to buyers. But realistically speaking, they were all the same vacuum. The only difference you get is hard bag or soft bag, single row or dual row brush roll. But this one does come with a 7 amp motor, brushed edge cleaning on both sides. I'll go ahead and tip this thing back just to show you the underside. So anyway, here is its original, as far as I can tell, single row brush roll. Being one of the lower end Elites, it does come with a single row brush roll. You can upgrade to a dual row, which will definitely help with pickup a little bit better, but I honestly feel like these single row brush rolls agitate a bit better than the dual rows do. Yes, some may argue about that, but this is just from personal experience, because I've ran a lot of these Elites when I was younger, and I feel like the single row brush roll agitates a bit better, simply because the blank section right here kind of acts as a beater bar. But I do know the dual row brush roll does pick up more, especially pet hair stuff. If you're pet owners that need something to clean, I suggest you get a dual row brush roll, because it'll pick up pet hair much more effectively than this single row will. I am debating on whether I want to get a replacement, because you can see the bristles are kind of a bit worn. They are a bit long, I will tell you that. The bristles are medium stiff. So I might not upgrade brush rolls, but what really gets me is As you can see, there's one set of bristles, one on either side, that has kind of a cutout portion, but that's kind of where, as you can see, it's making contact with the bottom sole plate. You see it's kind of sawed off part of the bristle. That's not a major deal, but I kind of wish Hoover figured that out, because you have a section of the bristle that's potentially losing bristles from general wear of it grinding into the sole plate. So anyway, let's go ahead and turn it around to show you the model number. You have, it's a Hoover cleaner, model U5063-930, 120 volts, 60 hertz, 7 amp motor. The serial number on this, I could tell you the first 4 digits are the month and the year. So this was 1097. So this vacuum was manufactured in October of 1997 for household use only, made in the USA. That's one thing I love about these old Hoovers, is they're all American made, unlike the Chinese made vacuums that Hoover makes today, and there's a bunch of other select companies that have went to the Chinese route as far as quality and craftsmanship is concerned. Yeah, this thing is entirely made out of plastic, but it's much more durable, and the cleaner lasts a bit longer, being all made out of plastic compared to the Chinese plastic of today. You have your upholstery tool right there, crevice tool down here, your dusting brush on the top, and your extension wand right over here. Pretty simple tool layout. You have your power switch hidden off to the side right here, which is actually a plastic rod that runs down to where the main rocker switch inside the valley of the motor is, which honestly kind of simplifies the wiring and keeps it all tucked away inside the motor, which I honestly like. As far as serviceability goes, you don't have to disconnect any wires up here for if they were to mount a rocker switch. I know this was actually just Hoover being cheap, but if you think about it, it kind of makes serviceability much easier. So anyway, let's go ahead and release the cord, which is sadly not the longest cord by any means. It's only, I think, about a 26-foot cord. So wish it were longer, but the cord actually has no cuts or frays anywhere in it, so I don't feel the need to replace it. So let's go ahead and plug it in. And now we'll go ahead and turn this thing on and demo it for you guys. Now, typical Elite fashion, this thing is pretty loud, so headphone users, you might want to turn on your volume for this. So here we go. smooth. Honestly, using this makes me feel like a little kid using my grandparents' old Encore Supreme. But anyway, before we end the video, as usual, we'll go ahead and give you a tool performance test. Just flip up that little trap door, and then the hose snaps in like that. Now, because this vacuum is direct air, don't expect miracle suction power. But the suction is honestly pretty good for a vacuum like this. It's got just a simple plastic hose. The cool-out feels a bit better than higher-end models with the flex hose, I will say. I also do like that little curved end on these wraparound hose models. Lastly, your dusting brush. All right. Let's go ahead and set everything back. All right. Well, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed this video on the Hoover Convertible Elite. Be sure and stay tuned, and don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.